right, so day one of RPG A Day 2019. Firsts. First, I want to state that I understand that this is all about the positive things, and this is really a positive experience. Most people are probably going to think of their first games, their first set of dice, their first whatever when actually playing the game. After a lot of recent discussions and experiences, I was kind of inspired today by a most recent experience to talk about my first opportunity to get paid for writing something. So I did some freelance work for Raging Swan quite some time ago. And it was for the Dungeon Dressings line and the Environmental Dressings line. And it was a first in many experiences. The first time actually dealing with and talking with a publisher. The first time in actually looking at a contract. The first time in actually getting paid for writing something. The first time actually having anything I write actually get published. More than just, forum posts and whatever, or uploaded documents to Facebook and stuff like that. I mean, an actual published thing that you could get in print or digitally. For some, this may be old hat by now. For others, it may be something that you're looking at trying to do. So there are a lot of firsts to really look at. The first thing was, trying to find someone who would give a complete unknown an opportunity. And there are a lot of ways that you can do this. There are several, publishing houses that may post publicly that they are looking for submissions. There used to be an aggregate site that would talk about the various different publishing houses and list what they were looking for all together in one place. So it's like a one-stop shop. The first time looking at a contract, knowing what you're going to be held to, deadline, content, material, and what you're giving up. I was essentially saying that I want to get paid to write X amount of words at X cents, and that's what I get. What I gave up was that I don't have any right over the content once I hand it over. Once it's accepted and everything, it becomes, the IP, the owner, the property of Crichton Broadhurst at Raging Swan. I really had no problem with it because as someone getting started, you really don't have a lot of clout, nor can you really realistically expect to get kind of paid like Stephen King money for writing if you've never written anything before. So there's a certain first of experiences for levels of expectations. The first interaction with a publisher and actually talking about my writing and what I was submitting, the quality of the content, the direction of the content, the language used, for the content was a first. Actually seriously talking with someone since high school about editing and grammar and language and word choice and sentence length, everything, and the fact that we were using the British English dictionary versus the American English dictionary and trying to remind myself, okay, it's spelled differently. Here, it's the same word spelled differently. There's a lot of experiences that were first, some that I haven't had in a long time, and some that were brand new as being firsts. It was the first time trying to create content not just within a specific time frame, but also in a very concise manner. Word count and word choice being very limited, you really have to examine what it is which you're writing. And for someone who's done nothing more than written for themselves personally, that's not really ever going to get exposed to, the greater, broader community, it was a challenge. It was a very interesting way to look at what it is you're writing and what it is you're doing, what it is you want to say, and are you getting your point across, and are you saying it concise enough but are you saying it in a way that is explanatory, that is inspiring, that is demonstrative of the theme, the genre that you're trying to work within? It was a first for many things like that. And I think it's a very positive experience for someone to go out there and try and do this. Just even if you just do it on a lark, like I said, I only worked as the freelancer for Raging Swan for about maybe a year and a half. And even in that respect, though, and I know this is supposed to be positive, and this is still a positive thing. If it's something you're thinking about doing, don't just jump at any have a knee-jerk reaction to just jump on board and sign a contract with someone without understanding what it is you get and what it is you're going to give up. Because the emotional railroad of the idea that you're going to get paid for doing something creative, that you're going to be able to do this, pardon me, is kind of intoxicating. But it could also blind you to what you may be giving up. So while the vast majority of us are not lawyers, read, and make sure that you have some understanding before you just jump on board and sign something, submit material, upload something, no matter what it is. But also that if you're not sure, that you ask questions to get clarification. And if you're still not sure, you ask for clarification from legal counsel, which is relatively expensive. In most cases, a simple contract review could be done for free for some, internet companies or whatever who could give you counsel onto what it is you are going to get and what it is you're giving up. The first opportunity to really publish something, to have it in written form, edited professionally, printed out, something I could hold in my hand, was fun. And I encourage everyone to try and go out there and maybe give it a try. At least look into it for a first.